Ever heard the phrase, competition is for losers? It's a bold, maybe even offensive statement, especially when business schools and the entire market seem to scream the opposite. But what if it's true? What if the goal isn't to be better than your rivals, but to make your rivals irrelevant? This is the core idea from Peter Thiel, the co-founder of PayPal and one of Silicon Valley's most influential thinkers. And today, we re-diving deep into his monopoly marketing principle, a strategy that flips everything you know about marketing on its head. We'll explore how building a monopoly, not through force but through radical differentiation and trust, is the real secret to growth. Forget fighting for a slice of the pie. It's time to learn how to bake your own. First, let's understand Thiel's main point. Why is competition for losers? Think about a typical market, like a street full of identical coffee shops. What do they compete on? Price. They're locked in a brutal, zero-sum game, slashing prices, eroding their profits, and ultimately discouraging any real, long-term innovation. This is what economists call perfect competition, and Thiel argues it's a trap. When your product is basically the same as everyone else's, marketing just becomes a race to the bottom. It's an endless struggle for survival, not a path to creating something truly valuable and lasting. Thiel's critique is strategic. Competition destroys what makes you special, and without that special something, you're just another commodity. So, if competition is the enemy, what's the goal? A monopoly. Now, hold on, I know what you're thinking. Monopoly sounds like a bad word, associated with evil corporations jacking up prices. But Thiel reframes it. A monopoly, in his view, isn't about crushing everyone with brute force. It's about being so good, so unique at what you do, that no one else can offer a close substitute. Think about it from a marketing perspective. This isn't about owning 100% of the market. It's about owning a unique space in the customer's mind. Marketing legends Al Ries and Jack Trout called this positioning. When you achieve this, customers stop asking, which one is cheaper? And start thinking, why would I even consider anything else? You've escaped comparison. You're not just another choice, you're the only choice. This leads us to the engine of monopoly, differentiation. But we're not just talking about adding a new feature or having a slightly better design. Thiel pushes this idea much deeper. He talks about building your company around secrets, unique insights about the world that others haven't figured out yet. When you do this, you don't just compete in a market, you create a new one. Take Google. In the early days, there were plenty of search engines. But Google's differentiation wasn't just a faster algorithm. It was a fundamentally different and better way of organizing the world's information, built on a secret insight about how links could determine a page's authority. They didn't just build a better mousetrap, they redefined what a mousetrap could be. This kind of differentiation makes you incomparable. But differentiation is also about the story you tell. A truly monopolistic brand constructs a powerful narrative that changes how people think. Look at Apple's Think Different campaign. It wasn't just selling computers with technical specs. It was selling an identity, a rebellion against the status quo, a cultural movement. People didn't just buy a Mac. They bought into a philosophy. Iconic brands do this masterfully. They don't just solve a functional problem, they sell meaning. They become the default answer to a deeper need. When your brand becomes a symbol, you're not just a company anymore. You're part of your customer's identity. And that's a position no competitor can easily attack. Now, having a unique product and a great story is fantastic. It gets people's attention. But what turns that attention into actual customers who stick with you for life? One word: trust. Trust is the ultimate conversion asset. In marketing, trust is defined as having confidence in a company's reliability and integrity. Without it, your clever differentiation is just a gimmick. A customer might be intrigued by your unique story, but they won't hand over their money unless they trust you to deliver. This is where many businesses fail. They focus all their energy on being different, but forget to be dependable. In the world of monopolies, trust plays a fascinating double role. On one hand, we're naturally suspicious of dominant companies. But on the other hand, we flock to them because they simplify our lives. Trust is a cognitive shortcut. We trust Google to give us the right answer. We trust Amazon to deliver our package on time. This trust reduces the complexity and uncertainty of modern life. When you're overwhelmed with choices, you don't go looking for a new and proven option. You go with the one you trust. That's why the real goal of marketing isn't just awareness or clicks. It's building unshakable trust. That's what converts a curious onlooker into a loyal advocate. Let's look at some real-world examples. Google's monopoly in search isn't just about its algorithm. It's built on informational authority. We trust that its results are relevant and, for the most part, unbiased. This trust creates a habit, which feeds Google more data, which makes its search better, which earns more of our trust. It's a powerful feedback loop. Google's mission to organize the world's information became a narrative we trusted, and that trust is what converts billions of searches every single day. Then there's Apple. Apple's monopoly isn't in a single product, but in its ecosystem. Customers trust the seamless integration between their iPhone, Mac, and Apple Watch. They trust Apple's stance on privacy and its design philosophy. This ecosystem trust dramatically reduces the risk of buying a new Apple product. You don't need to read dozens of reviews comparing features. You trust that the new iPhone will just work with all your other stuff. You're not just buying a phone, you're staying within a trusted walled garden. This loyalty isn't based on a single feature. It's based on years of built-up trust in the entire ecosystem. And what about Tesla? Tesla didn't initially compete with Ford or Toyota. It created a completely new category, the premium electric vehicle as a symbol of the future. A huge part of its early success was built on trust in a vision, specifically, trust in Elon Musk. People weren't just buying a car. They were investing in a mission to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. This is a powerful form of visionary trust. It's a belief in the future promise of the company, even if the present products aren't perfect. Tesla built its monopoly by selling a future that people trusted and wanted to be a part of. Of course, this monopoly strategy isn't without its dark side. Unchecked market power can lead to big problems: complacency, price gouging, and a lack of innovation. And when a company built on trust violates that trust, the fallout can be catastrophic. Just look at the data privacy scandals that have plagued companies like Facebook. Once that trust is broken, it's incredibly hard to win back, even for the most dominant platforms. This is the critical takeaway. If you're going to build a monopoly based on trust, you have to become a relentless steward of that trust. It requires transparency, accountability, and a genuine commitment to creating value for society, not just for shareholders. So, let's bring it all together. Peter Thiel's monopoly marketing principle is a radical challenge to how we think about business. It argues that the real path to growth isn't through fierce competition, but through strategic avoidance of it. The goal is to become incomparable. You do this through radical differentiation, finding a unique secret and building a powerful narrative around it. But the ultimate key, the thing that turns differentiation into dominance, is trust. Differentiation gets you noticed, but trust gets you paid and keeps customers for life. In a world drowning in options, the most valuable asset a company can have is credibility. So the lesson for any entrepreneur or marketer is clear. Stop trying to win the game everyone else is playing. Create your own. Don't just compete. Become the only choice. Move from 0 to 1. Thanks so much for watching. If this idea challenged your thinking, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the strategies that shape our world. Let me know in the comments which company you think has the best trust monopoly. See you in the next one.